Do you want to build a sentence? Let's do it! There are different types of sentences that can be built through different combinations of independent clauses, which are a subject and a verb and any modifiers and can stand alone, and dependent clauses, which have a subject and a verb but are an incomplete thought and cannot stand alone. The clauses combine to make different types of sentences. Independent and dependent clauses make one type, and independent make another. The first type of sentence is a simple sentence, which is one independent clause that can stand alone as one simple sentence. The cat is the subject of this sentence, and it stared, which is the verb. That can stand alone by itself as a complete thought, which is what makes it a simple sentence. The woman made cakes. Cakes and the are other parts of this sentence, but we have a subject and a verb, so we have a simple sentence. A compound sentence is one that has two or more independent clauses. So it has two separate thoughts, two separate subjects doing two separate verbs. The snowman was happy, but he felt impending doom. Your first clause is snowman was happy, and then the second one is he felt impending doom, and those are combined with comma but. Independent clauses can be joined in two ways, with a comma and a conjunction, or with a semicolon. Our next sentence is a complex sentence, which has one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. You can put them in any order, so your sentence can start with an independent clause and end with two dependent clauses, or start with the dependent clause and end with the independent clause. Either way, it makes a complex sentence. If your complex sentence starts with a dependent clause, there needs to be a comma after that dependent clause before the independent clause. If your sentence starts with an independent clause, you don't need any punctuation between that independent clause and the dependent clause. The last sentence is a compound complex sentence. This has two or more independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. It can have as many independent or dependent clauses in it. It just has to have at least two independent and one dependent to count. The same punctuation rules apply. When you have two independent clauses that are being joined, you need to use a semicolon or a comma conjunction. And if you have a dependent clause going into an independent clause, they need to be divided by a comma. So all of the same punctuation rules that we used in our other sentences still apply for this one. Notice that the comma comes after that first dependent clause, and then the two independent clauses are joined with comma and. In this sentence, our independent clauses are joined with a semicolon, and since an independent clause leads into a dependent clause, we don't have to put any punctuation between those two. For this particular lesson, it's really important that you head to the PowerPoint and get more practice and information to help you master these sentence types.